Hello everyone. Our topic for today is the methods of economic study. So, under these key points is number one, you will understand what is economics, also the methods like deductive and inductive, and take making hypothesis, and number four is the conclusions. So we have here a short quote by Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. That's by Charles Darwin. So, what is economics, by the way? So, economics is it is the study of how individuals, business, and societies allocate scarce resources to satisfy unlimited wants. And it helps also us to understand how people make choices, how markets work, and how policies affect economic outcomes. So that is economics. So why study economics? So number one reason is resource management, and it manage limited resources effectively and to meet our needs and wants. Number two is decision making. It equips us with tools to make wise choice about production, consumption, investment, and policy. Number three is market understanding. It allows to understand how markets work, including competition, pricing, and consumer behavior. And number four is societal well-being. So we can work towards improving living standards, reducing poverty, and promoting economic growth for everyone. So let's proceed to types of methods. So the two types of methods are deductive method and inductive method, which will be reported by my other members.
Hello, my name is Kevin J. Albinian. I am the reporter of deductive method. The deductive method, also called the analytic method, starts with basic facts or guesses and uses logical thinking to reach a clear conclusion. It begins with a general idea and applies it to specific examples, going from big ideas to specific details. This method is about creating theories based on guesses and tests, moving step by step from general information to specific answers, making clear and practical theories along the way. Three phases in deductive method. First, observation. This is where you carefully watch and gather information about something. It's like taking notes on what you see happening. Second, logical reasoning. After observing, you use your brain to think logically about what you've seen. You try to make sense of it by connecting the dots and figuring out why things happen the way they do. Third, experimentation, instance, and testing through observation. This is like doing a hands-on test to see if your logical thinking is correct. You might try different things to see if they match up with you. Observe and reason. It's all about testing your ideas to see if they hold true in real life.
Let's talk about advantages of the deductive method. Simple and convenient. This method relies on observation and is straightforward to apply. No need for experiments, unlike in subjects like physics or chemistry, where experiments are very important. Economics can use deductive reasoning instead. This means it can find answers without having to do experiments. The merits of the deductive reasoning. Assumption based. Assumptions have a higher chance of going wrong and result in invalid solutions. This can lead to a serious economic crisis if done inappropriately. Unrealistic approach. There is a greater chance of the deductive method being far from reality since it works on the basis of imagination. Real life problems cannot be solved by imaginative or topic solutions.
Inductive method. In this method, experts start with real-life situation and then tackle scientific problem to find the best solution using both theory and real-life experience. And then, the inductive method can be done in two ways, doing experiment or statistic. It is mainly seen in statistical studies that involve numbers, amount, and technical terms to gather a lot of factual information.
Next, the advantages of the inductive method. Practical and descriptive. The inductive method is practical and describes real situation. Like this method can be directly used in everyday situation. Easy po siya gamitin in real life. For example, you notice or you observe na every time you water a plant, mutubo siya and healthy pa gyud. Diha na mo sulod si inductive method to understand unsa may relationship between watering plants and the plant growth. So, kitawag siya practical and descriptive because kay mo focus siya on observing, analyzing real world nga data. Next, reliable and specific. It is subject to verification a number of times as it based upon facts and statistics. So, the inductive method is more accurate tungod it relies on facts and verified siya through a lot of testing and analysis. So, for example, a milk tea business conducts a market research. So, using the inductive method to understand ug mahibalaan nila sa ang customer preferences for their new product, they gather data, information, and feedback from the customer. So through statistical analysis, they found out that ang prefer sa customer kay, for example, kaning nga flavor. So in conclusion, usa sa advantage ni inductive is reliable and specific because based man siya sa factual or tinuod siya and verified siya kay nagkandak mag-study and also gikan magyud sa customer ang tinuod nga response. Next, the merits of the inductive reasoning or disadvantages. So first is unbalanced judgment. This method is unhelpful if analysts don't have a fair judgment as they may not get enough data. So when mga theories, analysts, or even kita don't think carefully and consider gani sa both sides sa possible outcomes niya, possible na atay ma-miss ng mga important nga information. So this can make the conclusion very wrong and dili na siya mahimong useful. Next, lack of facts. It's hard to use these methods because it needs specific facts and experiments which can be tricky to get. So this is just a part kay since ang inductive method kay mag-base man siya sa factual information and experiment. So if naay kuwang medyo malanganin, for example, itong naay newly sakit like COVID, need man og tinuod nga information kung di nagikan ng sakit og yun sa pagtakod and so on. So dili siya pwede nga magbuot-buot og buhat og tambal without knowing the injured originally nagikan ng sakit, maybe. So including na sa pagbuhat og vaccine. So dili gyud siya pwede. Last is incomplete alone. The inductive method is not complete on its own. It's work better when combined with deductive methods or reasoning. So the inductive method is limited na siya since dili always naga-represent nga tinuod to tanan. Mura katanaw sa mga few puzzle gani nga try ka og guess sa entire picture. So need niya si deductive method. So more siya guide si deductive ni inductive aron makumpleto nimo si inductive. So, partner yun na sila.
So this is the difference between deductive method versus inductive method. So basis in origin, deductive method used by those who believing in classical theories, while inductive method used by those who believe in neoclassical theories. In technique, deductive method use abstract, while in deductive they use practical. Other names in deductive method are analytical, prior, or abstract method, while in inductive, their other name is historical, empirical, or posterior method. In procedure, deductive method facts are followed by logical reasoning, while inductive practical scenario to scientific techniques. In scope basis, deductive method work under the social science model, while inductive method works under the science model. In application, universal in deductive method, while in inductive method situation specific its application. And basis results, deductive methods is confirmation of the making of the hypothesis, while inductive methods is generalized results. And lastly, in the structure basis, in the deductive method, they are highly structured method, while inductive, they are much less structured.
The theory behind this approach to economic research is that by adding behavioral economics concepts to conventional economic models, we may gain a more precise and thorough understanding of how consumers make decisions. Economists are better able to forecast market trends, create more successful policies, and address concerns of consumer welfare and market inequalities when they recognize the psychological and emotional elements impacting both individual and group economic activities. This integrated approach will provide an informed viewpoint that reflects real-world economic processes and challenge the classical economics premise that actors are completely rational.
So, as in conclusion, economic study utilizes diverse methods such as deductive and inductive reasoning to analyze and comprehend economic phenomena. These methodologies enable economists to offer valuable insights that guide decision making and shape policy formulation, contributing to a better understanding and management of economic systems. So that will be all in our reporting in the study of economics. Thank you for your attention.